Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Bible Study Minute. Today we're taking a look at Isaiah chapters 44 and 45. And the emphasis of these chapters is on the uniqueness of God. So, how do we see the uniqueness of God in these chapters? Well, we see it in contrast to the idols that Israel and all the surrounding peoples are worshiping. So, we see here that God is the one who sets apart Israel first and foremost, and that He is the one who created everything. He is one who can predict the future, and He is not one who is made by human hands. Yet, on the other hand, we have these idols who are crafted by human hands and then worshipped. And that just makes no sense whatsoever. And the people who are making these idols just don't get the craziness of what they're doing and how stupid it is. But then we go on to see that God flexes on the people a little bit by saying that I can predict the future, and I'm going to do that right now by telling them that Israel is going to be delivered by a king by the name of Cyrus. And this is a king that doesn't even serve God, but he's telling Israel right now that he's going to raise up this king to do his work, even though he doesn't serve him whatsoever. And he's going to be the one that restores Israel back into their land and allows them to begin rebuilding the city walls and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what we see there first and foremost. And then we see ultimately that God alone is the one who saves, and He's going to be the one who saves pretty much all people that come to Him. And everyone in the world is going to know and recognize this and know that their idols are ultimately worthless. But the emphasis here is definitely on it is God alone who saves. And if we go back to Isaiah 44, verse 18, we see it talked about a little bit how the people who make these idols with their own hands just don't understand. Like, they'll cut down a tree, use part of it for warming their house, another part of it for cooking their food, and then with the rest of it, they'll carve this intricate idol, and it just makes no sense to them whatsoever that what they're doing is not a God worth worshiping. But what we see here is that God is the one that keeps them from understanding this. And this is important for us to understand because when it comes to evangelism, we do not save people by our own eloquent words or by our own works. It's ultimately the work of God who reveals Himself to people. So if He doesn't want someone to understand Him and the gospel for whatever reason, then that's not going to be what happens. They're going to be like the person in Isaiah 44:18. But on the other hand, to the person that He does speak to and opens up their mind, then they will be receptive to the gospel. So for us, it's just our job to share the good news of the gospel with people and recognize that it is ultimately God who saves, which we see here in Isaiah 44 and 45. So that's what I want to leave you with today. And until next time, grace and peace.